Today on Commander Replay, we try out Aurelia the War Leader versus Lavinia Azorius Renegade, piloted by a Patreon supporter. Can we fight our way through the Stax? Find out next on Commander Replay. Hey guys, I want to take a quick second to thank my awesome Patreon supporters. We have a new Patreon supporter, Thunderlion. Thunderlion, you are awesome. If you guys want to help support the channel and vote on which decks I play next, feel free to check out my Patreon at the link below. Just to let you guys know, I do have a Twitter page now, so feel free to check me out on Twitter at Commander Replay. Welcome back everyone, playing some Aurelia the War Leader today, facing off against a Lavinia Azorius Renegade. Take a look at our opening hand. We have 3 lands, a Stoneforge Mystic, Crush... I like this hand, let's keep this. So I'm joined by a Patreon supporter, Fenrir Unbound 13, and they're playing their Lavinia deck. It's going to be a Stax deck, sounds like it's going to be pretty nasty, so I got out one of the better Aurelia decks. Thing I like about this deck is that we have Wear Tear, Crush Contraband, and Return to Dust, all in this deck. So lots of ways to interact with artifacts and enchantments. And I think that's probably going to be one of the keys to not getting completely blown out in this game. Also, we can be pretty quick. Sometimes with Stax decks, what gets interesting is if you can get a quick creature into play that's mildly threatening and the rest of the table gets locked out, you can just keep swinging away with it every turn and keep chipping everyone's life total down while no one else can really do anything. It's a thing that I've seen happen occasionally. It doesn't work out every single time, but also another reason that I chose to go with this deck over anything else to face Lavinia. Unfortunately, I don't believe this list has Red Elemental Blast or Pyroblast in it, which is also something I usually like to go for if I'm playing against blue decks. And looks like we have 3 blue decks this game, and also with an Estrid the Masked and a Ramos Dragon Engine, which is every color. Right now we do have the slight advantage of we will be playing first and Lavinia will be going last. So we'll be kind of a turn ahead of them, and when you're facing Stax decks, I've seen this come up before. It came up with Grand Arbiter one time where if you're going after them in the turn order, it can be really bad. If they get that thing down, you just won't cast anything. Alright, so that's going to bring it to our turn. We draw a Sacred Foundry. Yeah, I guess we just go for Sacred Foundry tapped. And pass turn. Getting a Precinct Captain down turn 2 can be really good. This thing can do a lot of damage over the course of a game. I've measured it out previously. I think it did about 21 damage in a game that I played with it and its tokens. So really good in this deck if you can get it early and start swinging away with it. And also just having a lot of tokens out is helpful anyway because you can chump block things and, you know, there's a Boros Garrison. That one's a little bit awkward, but we'll play the Plains right here and get down the Precinct Captain. Oh, Mazavith for the Estrid. That could potentially slow down our Precinct Captain quite a bit. So there's Lavinia. Let's check this thing out. Each opponent can't cast non-creature spells with converted mana cost greater than the number of lands that player controls. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast it, counter that spell. Ooh, that essentially turns off mana ramp. Makes things like Boros Garrison pretty bad. Alright, well, let's just see how this goes. Swing into the Lavinia opponent one time. See if Estrid wants to use that Mazavith or not. Doesn't look like it. Sweet. So we connect, and we get a 1/1 token out of the deal. Nice. And I guess right here, we'll let's play the Stoneforge Mystic, take a look, see what we got for equipments. We have Umazawa, Sword of the Animist. Ooh, Sword of the Animist could be very good with Lavinia. Feast and Famine, also pretty good. Skull Clamp, pretty sweet. Lots of good cards. Dowsing Dagger, probably not very good, although it is non-creature spells, so we are mostly creatures in the deck. We have lands in hand. So I think we're okay on lands. Let's actually go for... Do we need to worry about counter spells? Yeah, we got 2 blue opponents. Let's go for the Feast and Famine. Feast and Famine is probably one of the best equipments in the deck. Play the Temple of Triumph. Spine Rock Knoll, you say. We have a lot of lands in hand, so I'm actually going to put that one to the bottom. Another tap land that, yeah, it gives us card advantage, which is sweet, but is kind of slow, and we already have a bunch of lands. Actually, the Feast and Famine may not have been the greatest idea with the Mazavith out, since they'll probably just maze anything that we try to use the sword on. Ooh, Estrid missed a land drop. That's rough. There's a Rhystic Study. That's a pretty good one. We draw, ooh, Hero of Bladehold. I do like Feast and Famine, but Hero of Bladehold is so good. Because of the Mazavith, I'm not going to go for the Feast and Famine right here. I'm going to go for that Hero of Bladehold instead. We're going to swing into the Ramos opponent. Actually, we'll spread it around a little bit. Plus, Hero of Bladehold is going to do a lot with all the tokens from Precinct Captain. We'll go on the attack, send the Precinct Captain into the Lavinia opponent, and the other 2 into the Ramos opponent.
So we connect, Precinct Captain making another token. Excellent. So I really like the Hero Bladehold play right here because now we've got some tokens, and the Battle Cry ability and the additional tokens is going to make us much less susceptible to that Mazavith. So Estrad opponent scoops the game. Sword of Feast and Famine would have been the play to go with right there then. No mana to pay for the Rhystic Study, but Hero Bladehold coming in. Clever Impersonator coming down. Let's see what this copies. Copies the Hero Bladehold. Seems pretty good. Kataki's War Rage coming into play. All artifacts have, at the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice this artifact unless you pay 1. Reduces the effectiveness of Sword of Feast and Famine a little bit. Ooh, Adriana. Play the Battlefield Forge. Maybe we should have went for the tap land. Yeah, let's just play Adriana right here. No mana for the Rhystic Study. Send the Hero Bladehold into the Ramos, and everything else at the Lavinia. So Battle Cry on the bottom. And I'm going to put the soldiers in, attacking. We'll attack the Lavinia with both. So lots of damage coming in. Adriana, a pretty sweet card like this, especially with Aurelia, because you can attack twice. And not one that I see a lot of people play, but it is pretty good. Wow, we just took opponent down to 15. That is a big hit. Unfortunately, with the tap land, we won't be able to cast Aurelia next turn. If we catch a land off the top and cast Aurelia, the game actually just might be over. Hero of Bladehold is one of the best cards in this deck, and with Adriana to follow it up, yeah, things are ridiculous. Here's a Thran Dynamo for the Ramos opponent. It's not too scary. Piers Whim. For each player, choose friend or foe. Each friend searches the library for land, puts it on the battlefield tapped. Each foe sacrifices an artifact or enchantment that they control. We control no artifacts or enchantments, so we'll be fine either way. Oh, I think opponent chose friend for the Lavinia. Ooh. So opponent recognizing us as the threat, not great. Oh, that's a treachery on our Adriana. That's okay, though. We have Crush Contraband, and I have no qualms using that Crush Contraband to get our Adriana back. Oh, Knowledge Pool. Gross. Well, we can still get Feast and Famine in play. That's cool. There's a Mind Stone. Ooh, a Kiki Jiki. Yeah, Kiki is really cool. And a Signet is glorious. Unfortunately, just a little bit short to do all of the things that I want to do. You can play the Signet, get Kiki, leaves us with 3 open mana. What else is in the Knowledge Pool? A Counterspell, a Commander Sphere. Final Judgment would be really bad. So that means that I think, yeah, we need to kill the Lavinia right here. Now, if we kill the Lavinia, that means we probably don't need to go for the Crush Contraband. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I got it. So let's tap our lands better, use the Battlefield Forge. Play the Boros Signet. Boros Signet will go into the Knowledge Pool. Going to use it to cast the Kiki Jiki. And Kiki Jiki on Hero Bladehold is going to be the most ridiculous thing you've ever seen. Oh, no! Oh, Knowledge Pool, we can't cast anything. Because of the Lavinia. Ooh. We can cheat Feast and Famine into play. Yeah, we can still do that. Pay for the Rhystic Study one time. Gross. I thought it was non-creatures. Oh, if no mana was spent to cast it. Okay, yeah. So that part's all. Well, it's going to make this an easy attack then. Send opponents at 15. They can block 3. All of our creatures will have 2 power, except the Precinct Captain, which will have 3. So that'd be... let's just send everything. Right now I'm doing the combat math. I really don't want to lose our Hero of Bladehold into the Adriana, but I think that's probably what we're going to have to do. Yeah, I think we have to do that. So if opponent blocks that one, we'll have 7 tokens. We have to send the Stoneforge Mystic in also. Yep, looks like we're just sending everything. And they may even survive at 1. Oh, crap, I stacked it. No, I stacked it wrong. Oh, my God. Yeah, so now they're almost definitely going to survive. And there's a Final Judgment in there. Precinct Captain will trigger. Oh, they go to 0. Nice. Wow. They could have actually blocked one more. All right, so we made a mistake, and then our opponent made a mistake right back, so that evening itself out. We get our Adriana back. This Boros Garrison now looks a whole lot better, so we'll go ahead and play that. I'm actually going to return the Temple, even though it's a little bit awkward. So Ramos is going to need something big right here. They haven't really played much, so Platinum Imperion's pretty big. Though we have a Crush Contraband, so we'll certainly be using that. Ooh, and a Wear Tear. All right. Wear Tear is sweet right here because it's also more mana efficient. So play the Temple of Triumph. Wheel of Fortune, you say? Interesting. Yeah, we'll keep Wheel of Fortune. Never know when we might need that. Okay, so we have exactly enough. Shoot this Platinum Empyrean. Ooh, Stoneforge Mystic went down. Okay, never mind that. Well, then we'll just play the Sword of Feast and Famine. Fortunately, not enough to equip it. Attack with everything. Melee is going to trigger a whole bunch of times. Unfortunately, only one opponent left, so it can only get +1/+1, but still all right. Opponent's going to chump block the Adriana. Palisade Giant. All damage that will be dealt to you or another permanent you control is dealt to Palisade Giant instead. Gross. Aurelia will finish it. As long as Aurelia gets into play safely, we can close the game out. There's that Wheel of Fortune. Let us cast our commander. Swing with everything. Just send a couple at the Planeswalker just in case. Melee is going to trigger a bunch of time. Aurelia is going to trigger. How'd the Planeswalker survive? Everything into the opponent. So the Giant takes everything down. Oh, or another permanent. Yep, that makes sense. Okay. Whoops. And down they go. So Aurelia, all creatures, able to get there just barely through that knowledge pool, because if opponents untap with it, that final judgment is most certainly coming down, and then life is really bad for us. In fact, no one can cast anything, so other than the Lavinia opponent. We caught a break there. That opponent didn't block that last creature because we made a mistake stacking our triggers. Honestly, I think the biggest factor of this game was that we went first. If the Lavinia opponent goes before us, they get that knowledge pool down, and life is really bad. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, feel free to comment, like, or subscribe. Thank you for watching.